hello my fellow chatterers and book lovers and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious about what this is or you have got a bit lost. Everyone is welcome here. I'm Chatty, this is my channel Chatty Mad Chatter, and I am going to be chatting away but not necessarily madly. I just felt like having a chat basically. There is no theme or anything to this video. It is going to be another life under the hat, just a little catch up, because I've not done a video for ages. It just hasn't happened for various reasons, either time, my energy levels, life in general, just none of the alignment has been there to make videos. I've also not been posting videos recently because, again, the computer is slow, it's taking a long time. I did my March TBR before February ended. I was ready to have it out on time at an opportune moment, and then it just didn't, because it's a long one and it takes a long time for my laptop to load and to post. I still haven't done a thumbnail for it. I've just been too knackered. So there's not been a lot of booktube content from me. I've tried to watch a few more people's videos, but again, I've just been quite tired, so I just haven't been. So my booktube life is not kind of where I want it, but hey ho, that is as it is. I am doing regular life. So, you know, we can't always do everything, and that is fine, and I'm not stressed, which is wonderful. I'm pretty chill, but I thought I'd like to do a little chat with you all in real time. So I am actually going to film this and then just upload it straight away onto booktube, so that you get actual on time video, I suppose, that's relevant, a current video. There you go. Because everything else, I've got videos that will be being posted, because I want that book content out. This is kind of like my own personal reading diary / therapy. So stuff is going to come out. It's just not going to be current. It's going to be not current. So I thought it might be nice just to tell you what I'm doing in real time, because everything else is going to be from 3 or 2 weeks ago, if that. So there we go. I've still got, after this, I'm hoping to film a lot more stuff. I'm hoping to actually do my January stats, because that would be nice. And I haven't done any wrapping up of February because I'm still reading some February books. So my reading has definitely slowed down, which is fine, because I've got guinea pigs, I've got children, I've got voluntary stuff that I'm doing. It's very busy. I'm trying to see people in my real life as well and spend some time with them. So I'm doing really good things. It means I don't have as much time for booktube as I used to, which makes me sad, because I love doing booktube, but something has to give. And sadly, I am not 21, and sleep is actually vital for me to function. So sleep needs to stay. I used to like get up and try and do like a filming or something like that before starting the day, and sometimes I can manage that and sometimes I cannot. So it hasn't been happening. So I'm finishing off some February books at the moment. So although I didn't read as much as I usually read, I did enjoy my February reads. I'm still working on Homegoing by Yari Garcia, which I'm doing a buddy read of with Maria Andrea. So it's really fun to be talking to her. I need to update her because we have been working through it together, and I just haven't been like mentally able to think about what I'm reading and chat on Discord and kind of update about what I've been reading, because my brain is just very, very tired. It's very, very tired. So like when I sat down originally, no, let's focus on telling you my reading and then I'll go on to general life. So yes, so I haven't been, so I have, I've managed to read a little bit more today, which has been very good. So I feel I'm up to the next section. So now I want to message Maria Andrea and tell her my thoughts on what we've been doing so far and read her thoughts. So yes, enjoying the buddy read of this. I have read most of it in February. I am just finishing it off in March. So I am still reading it, but it's going to be in my February stuff because it fits better there. Same with Black on Both Sides. I don't know if I'm just going to tell you about half of it and then tell you about the other half in March. I'm not sure yet, but I've been continuing to work my way through this, which has been really good. And actually these two books have really complemented each other because Homegoing is a multi-generational story of two different sisters, and kind of, so you're getting kind of life in like Black America, and then you're getting life in the Gold Coast in Africa. So you're getting West Africa like bits of history, and some Black America bits of history, and there were bits and pieces that I recognized and bits and pieces that I know very, very little about. And this is very much kind of mixed in with Black on Both Sides, because before we start looking at gender within this book, what C. Riley Snorton has done is shown us what people's opinion of like the West's opinion of Black people has been, and how Black flesh has been viewed, and how kind of like what that starting point of where things have come from and how that plays with gender. And there is just some really horrific stuff that has occurred in history in here, some very well known and documented, some not so much, and just exploring how these different things have come, some amazing stuff as well. So I've been really enjoying reading these two books alongside each other. But I'm really enjoying my time with this, but it is very dense, so I need to have a brain engaged. So with me being like pretty tired and not functioning 100%, this hasn't been the book that I've been picking up to read. So and I want to do it justice, so I'm going to be finishing off that. So these are my last two February books that I'm finishing out at the moment in March. And I'm also doing a March buddy. So I have a March book. So this is a middle grade buddy read that I'm doing with Talia from Bandana Bookman, Kelly from Kelly Reads a Lot, and Vidania from Vidania Silverscribe. So we've got a thread going on the Discord Middlegrade Mad Chat. So if you are wanting to read this at any point, you can come along and see all our thoughts and kind of dip into it there, which is a lot of fun. So I'm lagging behind. I ideally wanted to read this, like there's no pressure or anything, but ideally I wanted to read this within a week. Like 5 chapters a week was kind of how 5 chapters a day sort of over a week was kind of how we explored it. But I've just been too tired. Like I've been literally falling asleep. Like, so if I managed to read 1 chapter, that felt like a good thing. So I've been on the struggle bus with this, but I've hit up to chapter 10. So I'm going to be able to share all my thoughts up until that point, and then I'm going to be working on the next bunch of chapters from 11 to 15. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's very quirky, which I enjoyed. There's a lot of really fun random characters. There's a bizarre house with a wonderful, let's have a little look at the map in here. Here we go. So we've got a map of the house, which is lots of fun in there, and just wonderful kind of like play with words and things in here, which is delightful. So I'm very much enjoying my time in here. I have been reading some other books as well, which I'm not going to tell you about because I will be telling you about them in my March wrap up when I eventually get there. It may all just end up being one big massive wrap up at the end. I might split it into 2. We'll see how it all goes. I'm not sure at the moment. Yeah, so what's kind of been happening with me recently is I actually sat down to film my January TBR. I actually sat down twice. So one reason I abandoned my plan to film my January TBR because I suddenly became aware of the St. Martin's Press boycott, which I will get onto later. So there is going to be a video coming out where I talk about that. I don't really want to talk about it now because I want to actually be able to do it justice. But if you haven't heard of that, I will leave the Reading for Accountability website, which gives you all the detail in my description box. So I had to change a few plans in regards to that. And then when I was ready, I'd got all my research. I was going to do a mixture of the St. Martin's Press boycott video and my January stats. And I sat down to do it, missed something, got up, stretched across, and my back went, ah! So my whole day off, where I was going to do a lot of filming, I was going to clean out the guinea pigs, I was going to do all this stuff, ended with me just needing to stretch my back. I stretched my back up because I couldn't stand up. So that wasn't fun. So that was an exciting adventure. I ended up at one point looking a little bit like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, because when I've done my back before and moving it is good, but I was like, I really need those walking sticks because that's really going to help me. Did not have any, but what I do have is this little kind of like woody track near us, and they happened to have like cut down branches. They're doing lots of tree surgery, so I found these wonderful staffs. So I did the school run with some staffs and thought I'd be just completely fine. Turned out wasn't the best plan, and I did end up like ringing my husband, and he was like, why didn't you ring me in the first place? And I was like, well, I thought I could manage, but clearly didn't. Anyway, so I looked like Gandalf picking my children up from the school place with my staffs, and had that wonderful thing where adults didn't want to mention it. I was like, she's clearly lost it. She's walking around with branches. We just chat to her and just pretend we can't see that she's got branches and looks like a crazy person. And then, of course, they open the door, and the first thing out of the children's mouths are, why have you got sticks? Why have you got massive sticks? And then as I was explaining, all the adults were like, oh my goodness, are you okay? But I just find it so funny that we just, as an adult, we're just very polite. Well, this could just be British culture, to be fair. We're very polite. We don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, and we just don't say anything. So that did make me laugh. So yeah, so my back had been recovering, and I had the London BookTube meetup coming up, where I was like, I definitely need to make it to that. And thankfully, from a mixture of resting, stretching, working, lots of people helping me out, I did manage to make it to it, and didn't need my sticks, which was good. And thank you to the lovely Emily from Novel Novels, who was on it with making sure I took my ibuprofen alongside her. And what I had going on was nothing to like what she has to endure on a daily basis. So she's an absolute trooper. And I know we both pushed ourselves quite a bit during that time, but her even more so. But it was brilliant. It had so much fun. So I also have that video. I've got my pile of books for like a book haul. I've got little clips from the day. So I'm definitely wanting to do that, but I don't know when you're going to see it. It's going to happen, but I'm going to have to edit, and that always takes me a long time. As you know, I always didn't do my gimmick. I like to do a one shot, no editing. So we're 12 minutes in, and one shot, no editing. Clink, 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 clink. It's just one continuous roll because I don't have to deal with editing, and it's just a much simpler. But I can do sort of about 10-minute mini videos, which I can edit. So I'm probably going to do 2, because I don't think it won't fit into 10 minutes. That would be insane. So I'm going to do 2, sort of like letting you know like the day and my book haul from that day. So that's exciting. I still haven't done my Yalk day, where I got to meet the wonderful Shelley from Percy Does Everything. And I got to see some authors, and it was so exciting, so wonderful. Haven't done that either, because again, I need to do an editing mini video, and it's not happened. So that's another thing that I'm going to be working on, and you'll see at some point. And that was from October. Yes. So that's something that will happen at some point. So I'm looking forward to this. Oh, this is my owl. Here's an owl. This is my hot pack. It's kind of helping with my achy hips from my back issues. Sometimes it's flaring up and down, but I'm not having ibuprofen at the moment. I've kind of gone past that bit. I did then get a cold, so I was then having to like brace myself every time I wanted to cough, and then ended up with a sore throat and snot and head cold and just not feeling that good at all. So then I was taking Lemsips and all of that jazz. So I just have been really wiped out and just haven't really been able to film or even read that much. So that's what's been going on with all of that. BookTube, now I'm stretching out. BookTube content that I'm wanting to be doing soon and putting up, and we'll see when it happens. I still want to do my Chatty Awards from December. I'm still going to do that. It could be June, who knows, by the time we get to them, but it's going to happen because you need to hear about these amazing books that I was reading in the year of 2023. I also want to do my stats just because I find it fun for the whole year of 2023. We have definitely moved on from the end of year best of books type of videos, but mine are still coming. They're still coming because I want to do them, so I'm going to do them. So those are the big ones, but I really want to keep focusing on my regular month by month stuff that'll be coming out. There's going to be a winter book haul that I'm going to hopefully be filming today, and I'm going to be starting to look at my series about series, because I want to be doing videos on how I'm doing with my series. Not great is the little spoiler, not great. So that's what we're going to be looking at some point too. I'm not going to be doing a load of Middlegrade March stuff. It just hasn't happened. I did zero stuff on Blackathon either. I'm hoping to go back and be able to watch some content, because I do want to support all of that and I do enjoy it. But I think there's also part of me that's like, I don't want to add any more to my TBR. Just don't make me add any more to my TBR. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to focus in on my books and my things and not get excited by everything going on out there. I get so distracted quite easily. And I have been very good, because World Hoppers put up anticipated releases video. I haven't watched it, and I'm not going to watch it, because it's just going to make me want more books, and I don't need to. There is one book coming up, however, that I did say I was only doing 10 pre-orders, but I will be pre-ordering this one. And that is, I can't remember the exact book title, but last year I read Welcome to St. Helens, which is a graphic novel by Lewis Hancox, which is his memoir of being a teenager. He's a trans man, and it was his memoir of being a teenager, and he was very open with his past. He is happy to dead name himself. Everyone's journey is different. There is no right or wrong way of doing this, but this is what works for Lewis, and he shared it with everyone in this hilarious graphic novel. And what I love is, one, I do enjoy a trans memoir. Two, I love northern humour, and I do love stuff from the 90s and 2000s, because that is my era as well. So it was very relatable to me, like, you know, people playing Snake on their Nokia phones, and like being excited about your CDs and making mixtapes and things. So it's very much like my childhood and my youth. So all of those things are brilliant. I'm not a northerner. I am an East Midlands girl. Yeah, it is East. Mentally checking, it's East. So yeah, I originally come from a place called Lincolnshire, which is a Midlands place in the UK. The true north is above that, so I just dip out of being a true northerner. But I live in Brighton, which is the most southern you can get. Next stop is France, so anything above the N25 for southerners is northern. So there we go. But it makes me laugh a lot. I loved this memoir. It was hilarious. It was so much fun. I love that you have adult Lewis talking to his sort of like young teenage and older teenage self, and like just being very it was just so open, like exploring like how he felt at the time and things that make sense to him now, and just general decisions, but also looking at like his family and friends and how they dealt with things and what they thought, and just there's moments of little like removing the fourth wall, where he always draws his mum in a dressing gown, and she's like, "Why are you drawing me in a ruddy dressing gown?" And it's really funny. Lewis also has a YouTube channel. I presume he's also on TikTok and other social media as well that I'm not on, but he does a load of shorts which features himself dragged up in various different guises, himself dragged up as his younger self, himself dragged up as like his best friend / this character called Prinny, who's like basically northern girl piss head, basically is what she is. He does himself dragged up as British mum, and just these little sketches and comedy bits, but he's also kind of incorporated some of his art style into it as well, and some of his actual like photos from his childhood he'll kind of like put in there too. And sometimes you get an appearance from the actual British mum. So his family is such a good sport with all of this as well. And I just find his channel's hilarious. I can spend so much time there. So I will link his channel as well, so you can give yourself a gift and go and check out all of his stuff. And what it took me a really long time to say is that he has got a second graphic novel coming out of the next part of his life. So I will absolutely be pre-ordering that. And I'm going to treat myself to a copy of the first one as well, because I got it from the library last time and I think I would like a copy in my house. So I'm very excited about those. So that's the books and the plans. Looking much further ahead. April, I generally tend to do a lot of stuff with the Magical Readathon, which I really enjoy, by G from Book Roast. I'm still going to be participating in that. I'm still going to do a TBR, but I don't think I'm going to do as much as I did last time. Just one, because there doesn't seem to be time, and two, because I want to start focusing on planning my own readathon, and I have definitely intended to be having a lot more stuff in place before now when there is nothing in place. I have a vague idea of what our 4 inspiration books are going to be, but that is it. I have a vague idea of other things I'm going to plan to do with it, but I haven't set anything in stone, started getting my friend to do any more designs or anything like that. So I really need to crack on and work at it. So I'm going to give myself less to do for April, so my main focus can be getting that readathon up and running and where I want it to be, so I can chill out and just really enjoy July. So I'm hoping there will also be Transgirl April, because I really enjoyed being part of that last time. So this is a readathon that both Kevie from Kevie and Willow from Books and Bow did together, support, sort of really like promoting books by trans authors. So I'm hoping that will happen. If not, I will definitely be making an effort to read some trans books during that time, on top of what I already read. So that's, but yeah, I'm going to try and do less like filming, but I'm still going to be involved in the stuff I'm watching, hopefully watching a lot more content too. But that is on the plan. It may or may not happen. We don't know. We will have to wait and see. Best laid plans always fall apart. But hey ho, such is life. And the last thing I'm going to show you is, so I have mentioned that I will be doing a winter book haul, so that is going to be from December to February books. But one of my pre-orders that I spoke about has come in. It's going to go under the bed, so I still have to earn my pre-orders. It's not just book treats. Going to London and buying books from that particular day, those books I'm not putting under the bed. Those were my shopping treats. I was specifically going to allow myself to have them, but my pre-orders go under the bed and I need to earn. So this will be going under the bed. I will be needing to earn it. And I will recount all of my stuff again in September. Hopefully I'm now logging what goes under my bed more efficiently, so I have a clearer idea and can count all those books. But I have got The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden, and this is the beautiful Waterstones copy where we've got this blue cover with stars in the background. There's some like different shades of blues. You've got this like dark midnight night, and then these lighter not quite sapphire, I'd say it's slightly lighter than sapphire, but different blues around. And we've got swirly gold foiling around the edges, and in the middle of Ghosts we've got this golden guitar, and the gold light goes around the O, and that is very beautiful. And are you ready? We've got some beautiful sprayed edges. So we have got a royal blue here on the sprayed edge, and then we have, it's not a guitar, it's a cello rather than a double bass, not a guitar. Ignore me, my musical instrument knowledge is terrible. This is a cello. So you've got a white cello and then lots of musical notes. We've got crochets and quavers and a treble clef going down the spine, and then the top and bottom are the royal blue. And then underneath the dust jacket, in gold on the spine, we've got some stars, and on the front we have more stars in gold, and we've got a quote, "And the stars of heaven fell to earth." This is a historical fiction with some magical realism, I believe. We've got I don't know if we've got 2 points of view. We've got a little bit about a brother and a little bit about the sister. but it's set in World War One. I'm presuming music is a big theme. This is the end page. So we've got, it looks sort of like a masculine figure in an overcoat in the top right hand corner, and in the bottom left hand corner we've got a silhouette of a soldier with the tin hat of World War One on the head. We've got all sorts of kind of like volcanic oranges and starry whites and blues and navies kind of swirling around. It just looks beautiful, and I'm just excited because it's Catherine Arden. So Catherine Arden wrote the Winter Night trilogy, which I loved, the first book being The Bear and the Nightingale. I adore her writing. Her historical research is impeccable, so I cannot wait to read something else. She's also written a middle grade series that I haven't read because it's horror, but I do want to get myself to read at some point. It's a small space series. So I'm very excited about this. I know quite a lot of people are excited about another adult Catherine Arden book, so I will see how quickly I earn it and read it. I don't know, especially because my earning and reading ability is not being amazing at the moment. I am sort of changing my goals for my earning, just because I've achieved a lot of things, but not necessarily sort of the health goals, but they're important things for me to achieve. So I think I do need to be rewarding myself a little bit more for doing those things and just trying to work things a bit more. One of which was back exercises, which I hadn't been doing, which obviously contributed to my back deciding to give up the ghost and just go so now I'm very much making sure I do them, which is very important. I think that is everything I wanted to chat about. So that's just kind of like how it's going at the moment, what I'm hoping to put out soon, and just general life enjoyment, really. So I hope you're having a lovely Sunday, whether that is having a wonderful time just chilling out by yourself, enjoying a good book, or whether you are surrounding yourself with crazy friends and family just for the fun. I just hope you have a nice day. So happy reading, everyone.